Conference of Churches, designed to address discrimination through a moral lens. Joining me now is Reverend Dr. Shannon Fleck, Executive Director of the Oklahoma Conference of Churches. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well and happy to have you here to have this important conversation here. And I guess that's my first question. Why is it so important to have this campaign and this conversation, especially right now?
Well, right now we're experiencing more and more divisiveness and hatred in all aspects of our lives. And as a coalition of faith communities, we've been doing justice and advocacy work for close to 50 years. But in October, we made the decision that we were going to emphasize justice work around race and anti-discrimination because faith voices are the moral lens of our society. And if we're staying silent, then it gives permission to everybody to be silent, and we aren't okay with that.
So what is your message out there to some of those religious leaders that do want to remain silent, that don't speak up when it comes to these issues, especially when it comes to race and discrimination?
It's very easy for leaders to remain silent and complacent because it's comfortable and because it's very difficult we don't want to rock people's boats. We want people to feel good when they're in their faith communities. But we also have to remember that a part of our call as people of faith is to stand up for the least of these, is to stand up for injustice that's happening in the world around us, even if it makes us uncomfortable.
Religion is such a strong part of the culture here in Oklahoma. You know, it's known by many people as the Bible Belt. Do you get a lot of pushback from other religious leaders when it comes to wanting to have these conversations?
There's always going to be pushback when the work is forward facing. It's a consistent part of the work, and we know that. We know that there's always going to be pushback, but it's not going to stop the work of the Oklahoma Conference of Churches.
And sticking with that conversation of race here, House Bill 1775, a big national story, big topic of discussion. There's a panel coming up on that. You're a part of that panel. Tell us who else is on that panel and kind of what the conversation will touch on.
Yeah, the conversation is going to circle around, is this nation fundamentally racist? And it is going to focus on this bill. We're going to have Representative Waldron, Lawrence Ware from Oklahoma State University, and Alicia Priest, who's the outgoing president of the Oklahoma Education Association, and myself. We're going to have a conversation about all angles of what this bill does, what it looks like, and why it's so negative in our opinion.
And why is it so negative? If you could just kind of give me a preview of your opinion on it. Why do you think it's so negative?
This bill is the prime example of how systemic racism exists in this country. We're talking about a system, our government, our state government, who has now passed a law to ensure the comfort of white students in classrooms. That's the prime example. I highly doubt that the flip side of that conversation happened. Where was the conversation about what this bill is going to do to our students of color, who essentially are going to have to sit in our classrooms, hear the history of our country being watered down, understanding and knowing that their true history and experience as human beings is not being fully recognized. Students of color are being told that the comfort of white people is more important than the truth.
I want to touch on Pride Month here in Oklahoma. I saw on your Twitter page that you posted a picture that said, "This pastor loves you." It was over a rainbow flag, showing support for the community. Not all religious leaders show that kind of solidarity. Could you kind of talk about the relationship between the church and the LGBTQ community, especially here in Oklahoma?
There are many clergy and pastors and congregations who are affirming, supportive, and loving of the LGBTQ plus community. Unfortunately, there are many who are also not there yet. It is our sincere hope that we're all on a journey together to get to a place where we can truly affirm and love everybody. We're very much looking forward to producing content this month in honor of Pride Month as a part of No Hate in the Heartland. So we very much hope that people will come and check that out and also, learn and listen and grow. We need to always be in the process of that, but this pastor does love you.
Do you think the tide is turning here in Oklahoma among religious institutions when it comes to the LGBTQ community and acceptance?
I hope so. I definitely hope so. And I feel like it is becoming a bigger topic with more conversation with people who haven't been willing to have the conversation before. That's always a fantastic sign.
All right, Reverend, where can we go if we want more information about the No Hate campaign, about anything you guys are up to?
Yes, please visit our website. It's okchurches.org. There's a beautiful banner at the top of the page that says No Hate in the Heartland. If you click it, you can see all of our content we've produced so far. There's more to come. There will always be more to come. You can also find all of our contact information and all the areas of focus we work in as an organization.
And then this panel, the 1775 panel, when is that happening?
That's happening next Thursday evening, the 17th at 7 o'clock. It will be live streamed on our social media pages and YouTube.
All right, Reverend Dr. Shannon Fleck, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate the conversation.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, 9:22, everyone. We're back with more after this break.